as you get into this year, it's not just important for you to understand that, like, to make goals. You got to do what it takes to kind of put those positive thoughts in yourself, download some motivational quotes, listen to these testimonials. That's why I said to go onto the website and do it. You have to take that extra step to make sure that you don't quit on the battlefield of the mind, right? Because again, number one killer of all this whole thing is negative self-talk. These are all some of the, I just jotted down a few, some of the excuses that I've heard over the many, many years that I've been doing this. I can't find deals. There's too much competition. There's not enough buyers. The market is dead. No one will lend. Prices are too high. Prices are too low. I'm not cut out for this. I'm too busy. I don't have any money. I don't have any time. Don't have any credit. I don't have any experience with this. I don't know how to do it, right? We also create limiting beliefs about others, right? So not just we can't do things, but we look onto other people we're trying to do business with, and we say, that guy would never answer my call. He'll never lend me any money. That seller would never accept that offer. It's way too low. That seller hasn't responded, so he must be offended by my offer, and so we don't follow up, right? All of this stuff is nonsense. The truth is, who we actually are isn't nearly as important as who we tell ourselves we are, right? Because there's many gifted, talented people who have done nothing of significance because they convinced themselves that they couldn't, right? This is the power of belief. So again, why is this so important? It comes down to, as we set, the reason I want to lay this foundation, go back and listen to this recording if you have to. The reason why this is so important is because we're going to set goals. Hopefully you're going to set some goals. If you haven't already set some goals, maybe you'll go back and edit those goals based on what we talk about tonight. But every goal I've ever seen anybody make came with obstacles, right? And you guys have heard me teach on millionaires and millionaires. How many of you guys know how much nil is? Zero, right? So millionaires, they face an obstacle and they attack it. Millionaires see an obstacle and they quit. So the question is just which group are you going to be, right? This just give you a real world example of this, limiting beliefs and how critical it is and how it can just completely throw you off. When the real estate market crashed back in 2007, 2008, right? I was a real active investor. Obviously, everything I did was tied to real estate. I've been investing since 2002, 2003. And back when the market crashed in 07, 08, basically, by about 26, 27, I was a millionaire. By about 28, I was a millionaire, right? We went to zero really, really quick, right? Things started falling really, really quickly. Well, a lot of my friends, right, they had other things to fall back on. They had other jobs they had left. A lot of active investors left the business. I had nothing to fall back on, right? It was real estate or bust, right? So I had to figure out a way to be successful in this business. But after a few months, I had become so discouraged. I saw a lot of the things that we had been doing weren't working anymore. And so my limiting belief had been this: you just can't make money in this market, right? That's what I had convinced myself. I just can't do it. Nobody is making money in this market. That's the limiting belief, and it had paralyzed me. And for months, we did nothing. We went from making a lot of money to making nothing, and I didn't have any clue what I was going to do, right? Then I sat in on a webinar, right? And the webinar guy was talking about how the money he was making, he's giving all these testimonials and stories. Again, a lot of what we do here to build your belief. He's telling all these stories about short sales and about how they were flipping short sales in this declining market. And I thought, suddenly, right? This is the power of limiting beliefs. Suddenly, this millionaire who had become a millionaire, not just in his money, but in his thought life, had been sparked again with belief. And he started talking about all the deals he was doing, and it wasn't long before, again, I bought into his course. I started implementing the stuff that he taught, and within that next few years, we flipped hundreds of short sales and did a ton of deals, specifically until the market turned around and we were back in the rehab and wholesale and rental game and all that kind of stuff. But for a while there, right, things were a little sketchy and tenuous, and one of the biggest challenges was not just the market, it was my belief about the market. And as soon as I began to stop saying that I couldn't do it, how do I do it, everything shifted and changed, right? That's the power of those limiting beliefs.